Hi, this is Robert Malin with Elite Coaching Solutions, and this is another Truth in 3, or TNT for short. These are explosive truths on leadership, business, and life that you can begin using immediately. So let's talk a little bit about this. I heard a saying one time that has just stuck in my mind so much. I think John Maxwell said this, but it's hard to overestimate the unimportance of almost everything. Man, that just makes so much sense right there. Let me say it again. It's hard to overestimate the unimportance of almost everything. So let me tell you 2 ways that I teach my coaching clients to actually use that. Number 1, your daily to-do list. Many times as leaders, we have so many things to do. That list is like a page long or something. You've got 20, 30 things on there each day. I want you to look at that list. And I want you to prioritize that list, number 1. And I want you to start with like your A1, the most important thing that you need to do first thing in the morning, and go after that thing. If you don't get everything done, sometimes I even practice this not getting everything done, and then I put it on tomorrow, and then maybe I put it on the next day. There's some things probably on your list that just really don't need to be done. And in the grand scheme of things, you're going to find that many times the less you do, the more that you actually accomplish, because you're working on the most important things first, okay? Here's another point. Quit taking it so personally. Remember what we talked about here. It's hard to overestimate the unimportance of almost everything. Over the last several months or so, several things have happened that were pretty big things, and they were the type of things that in the middle of the night I'd wake up and I just kind of dwell on them. Maybe you've had that happen before and you're tossing and turning. I call it God's rotisserie, and you're just going, why did that have to happen? Blah, 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 and you just kind of let it get down to you. What I finally figured out to do, I actually use a program called OneNote, and I made a little file in there, and every time something kind of bad happened that seemed at the time like really bad, you know what I mean, I'd write it down. And then I'd go back to that list about a week later, and I'd look at whatever it was that I wrote down. And what I found was every single time, those things that I thought were so bad weren't even a blip on the radar. Like a week later, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, nothing, not even in my mind anymore at all. And yet I was waking up and losing sleep over those things. And so I want you to realize that many of the things that we get so bent out of shape over, I don't have this licked myself, but I'm working on it. They're not really that important in the grand scheme of life. And so start thinking in that way. I promise you, use that phrase. It's hard to overestimate the unimportance of almost everything, and watch your stress level come way, way down. Let me tell you what, that's a truth right there. So I hope you enjoyed this. Pass this on to somebody else too, and maybe it'll help them. So have a great day. We'll see you soon. Take care.